Hi, welcome to my latest video. Today I'm going to film part 3 of my back box delete project. I've done 2 videos already and that was going to be it, but then I thought I've got more to show you. The viewing figures on those 2 videos have been very high, so if that's what you guys want to watch, I will do a part 3. I'm out here in the nice warm late autumn sunshine, but it's the 1st of December tomorrow. Sunny Sunday afternoons are going to be few and far between over the next few months, so I need to take advantage of the weather today, get out here and get on with what I need to do. So there is the Iveco Daily Tailpipe that amazingly fitted perfectly in place of the big chunky Freelander 2 silencer. What I need to do today is remove this again, so undo my hanger that goes up through the boot floor and the U-clamp there. Remove this, and I want to paint it with some zinc primer, some rust-proof primer, and some heat-proof VHT, very high temperature silver paint. Okay, because this is not stainless steel. It looks sort of stainless. It actually looks much shinier than the bit of rusty Freelander 2 factory exhaust there, but that one's actually stainless steel, believe it or not. It's sort of 16 years old, so it is showing a little bit of rust, because don't forget stainless steel will eventually rust. It just rusts a lot slower than normal steel, but this is mild steel. Okay, zinc plated probably, or zinc coated, galvanized, but eventually this is going to rust as well, and then it's going to look pretty grotty. So I want to do my best to try and protect it as much as I can. So I'm going to remove it from the car. I'm going to give it a quick clean up, maybe run a bit of sandpaper over it, but not so much that I remove the zinc coating. I need to be a bit careful, but I just want to sort of clean up some of these scratchy marks on it, and that get it looking nice, and give it a coat of paint, and well, 2 coats of paint, primer and then VHT. Let it dry in the sunshine today. So this is why I'm doing this today, because it's been raining loads lately and that's not great weather for spray painting in. So today, even though it's cold, it is sunny, so I'm hoping the paint will dry quick. Pop it back on, and then I need a tailpipe extension bit. Okay, so I need something here to just sort of bring this out. This sort of clears this plastic, but I need to kind of get that past this, really. I don't want this kind of melting or anything like that. So what I've done is I bought 2 tailpipes. Okay, so we have diesel type downward pointing sensible family man exhaust here, right? Okay, so I bought this just to kind of see what it looked like, really, but you know, yeah, it's a bit too sensible for my liking. I think they sort of do it like this to point the diesel soot and whatever sort of down on the road. Bit too Greta Thunberg for me. What I want instead is something a bit sporty, and I want something like this. Okay, nice rolled tip stainless tailpipe extension trim thing. Okay, so this is lovely, and that is going to look absolutely amazing if I get under here and stick that kind of however that will go. Look at that. Okay, look at that, and it just clears the plastic as well. That's really nice. Okay, so I'm going to fit that, but first I need to remove the pipe, clean it up, give it a coat of paint, reattach it, and reattach this nice racing tailpipe trim. That's the plan. Right, I'm going to get the tools out and remove my Iveco Daily tailpipe. Okay, right, I've taken that off the car. That was fairly easy to remove. Just undid the hanger clip and then just sort of wiggled the whichever end it is, this end, off the remains of the factory pipe. Okay, So I can see where that went up to. It was here. Okay, there's a line there. So there's quite a lot of overlap, about 10 centimetres of overlap. Now, I didn't use any sort of exhaust paste or anything like that when I put it together. I've been speaking to a guy who's actually works at a tyre and exhaust place, and he did say that silicone sealant is fine because it's quite a tight fit. It's almost an interference fit. You don't really need to sort of pile tons of kind of paste in. The problem with the paste is it sets into a hard cement, and it's quite brittle as well, so it'll just disintegrate. Whereas this will have a bit of flex in it. Okay, so this is black silicone, and it also says somewhere on here, I think it was on the packet actually, or it might be down here, there you go, handles extremes of temperature, withstands extreme temperature. Okay, so I will smear a bit of that around inside this, or on the old pipe, just to give it a bit of just a sort of gas tight seal, because you can't have any exhaust gas leaking, it'll fail the MOT. And the same again for putting this on as well. That does have the sort of slots in it like this, but yeah, it's best to play safe, certainly when it comes to things like exhaust gas. So that'll probably fit on about probably about 4 centimetres. That one I have already just test fitted it, and it did fit on it. And it needed the pipe sort of straightening up, well, not straightening, re-rounding slightly. Pit Lane Kitty helped me do that, but I used that special expanding tool, not to enlarge the pipe, but to just sort of get it nice and round, so that this went on. This is a 63.5mm end on it, okay, and it came with a Michelor clamp, which is, let's have a look at the sizes here, 64 to 67 Michelor, okay, stainless steel Michelor clamp, and it was a little bit of a tight fit getting that on, okay, but it did go on. And yeah, it was this end here, I think, that I had to enlarge a bit to sort of get it to fit over the top of the factory pipe. But all of that's shown in the previous videos. If you haven't watched those, go back and watch those. So I'm going to get some sandpaper. I've got my spray paint here, okay, so I've got my anti-rust grey primer, which is like zinc primer, and very high temperature silver paint, okay, so that it says it withstands up to 600 degrees, which is yeah, I mean, that's more sort of exhaust manifold kind of sort of temperatures rather than tailpipe really shouldn't be getting up to that kind of temperature, but it's good to know if it ever did get that hot, the paint would not flake off. Okay, so I need to get out here, because as soon as the sun goes behind that house, it's going to start getting cold and dark. Okay, so I need to hurry up, and I'm not sure totally where to spray this. I ought to really go and do it over on the grass there, really away from neighbours' cars and that. So I shall get out my wooden board, put this on, clean it up, get that on there, and give it a coat of paint. Okay, so I've put it here on top of the bin, and I reckon it'll be okay to spray carefully here. It's sufficiently far away from the other cars. Any spray will be going that way towards the hedge, probably end up with a silver hedge. Well, I'll have to see how it goes, really. I'll have to see how it goes. But I've given it a rub with a bit of 60 coarse sort of sandpaper. I don't want to really sand it too much, because I'm going to end up taking the zinc plating off, but it's where these labels and things were, where it's made a bit of a mess. Try and remove as much of that as I can. I don't know what that is, whether that's glue or rust or what. It's just glue left over from the labels. Now, the hanger clamp was about here. It was about, or maybe it was that way, I don't know. Any kind of markings have gone now, but when I put this back on, it should, I'm hoping, just sit back into the position it was in. Okay, I don't think it was this here. This is something else that's maybe from the manufacturing where they've been doing the pipe bending. It was, yeah, it was around here somewhere. But it's fine. The hanger is still where it was on the car, you see, so Once I get the tailpipe back onto the factory exhaust sort of stub bit, put it on about 100 millimeters onto that, and then yeah, just wherever the hanger is. The important thing is where this ends up. I don't want it too high, so I need to sort of adjust it, sort of rotate it on that, so that this plus that extension piece is just below the plastic valance. Okay, it'll be fine, it'll be fine. I'll just have to kind of jig it about a little bit and tighten it up when it's in the right place. Right, let's get some spray paint going and see how this works. I've just got to be really careful of the wind direction here. I think the wind, well, there isn't really any wind, it's nice blue sky today, but I think it's going that way. Okay, so I'll see how I get on. Right, let's give this a good old shake up. It's not really, I mean, I'm out here in a t-shirt only because it's sunny, but the air temperature is quite cold, so it's not ideal for spraying. Actually, I really want to get this in the sun, don't I? Get it in the sun so it's yeah, I think that's the sun's going to be behind that house in a minute. There's a bit of sun here, you can see the shadow, so I can always wheel the bin over there once I've sprayed it, so it gets a bit of sun on it. What would be really good is like a hairdryer or something. I could even stick it in the pipe and warm it from the inside. Don't think Mrs. Pitts is going to be very happy if I use her hairdryer for drying spray paint on a sooty exhaust pipe. I'll have to just manage without. The other advantage of putting it on a wheelie bin is you can easily move it and rotate it round. Right. Doesn't need too thick a coat of paint. This is literally just a bit of corrosion protection, just to add to the factory kind of galvanised coating. I don't get paint on the camcorder lens or my car. Right, that's one side done. I'll let that dry. If I can move it into the sunshine, that would help. And then I'll just turn it over and do the other side. Right, I'm going to try something. I'm just going to use this, direct some warmth down the pipe, not to actually heat the metal up so that it's glowing, but just to kind of send warm air through the pipe. I should have pre-warmed it really. I should have warmed it kind of before. I don't know if this is even working. Just to kind of get a bit of warmth in this metal. Should have heated it up so that it was warm to the touch and then sprayed it. Being steel, it will take a while to cool down. Okay. Right. No, it's stone cold still. Okay. Well, I think that first coat has dried, so I'm going to try to turn this over, give it another coat. Yeah, that kind of did nothing actually. Blow torch on it. Never mind. Right. At the end of the day, it's an exhaust. It sits under the car out of sight. So the paint doesn't have to be a work of art. It just has to be fairly good coverage over the metal to kind of protect it. There we go. I think that'll actually do. It's looking good. Right, we'll let that dry, and then it's time for some silver paint. Right, now for the VHT silver paint. Doesn't seem to be spraying very well. There we go. Okay. I'm just going to have to build this up. A few coats. A few thin coats. Slowly build it. Doesn't have to be a thick coat of paint, just something to make it look a bit nicer and last a bit longer. Okay, I'll let that dry. And then I'll do a bit more and then flip it over and do the other side. Okay, there is the pipe, all nice and shiny and silver. I'm now going to stick a bit of this silicone sealant-y stuff on the factory tailpipe here. Now it was all dried and bunged up at the top, so I'm going to try and see if I can squeeze a bit of this. Doesn't need much. Doesn't need much because it's a tight fit. Just a smear of this around. Probably need a bit more than that. Okay. I'll put some on the other end as well to see all the new tailpipe trim piece. Now, as I put this on, I'm going to be twisting it and wiggling it on, so don't need to worry about getting this too tidy. It's more just for an extra bit of seal. Right. Okay. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to stop filming for a moment, or even better, I might be able to put the. Let's see if the little tripod thing will work. Right. Let's. Okay. Right. How's that? It's a bit dark, unfortunately. I don't know if you can really sort of see that under there. Okay, I might be able to lighten it up when I edit the video. Okay, that's kind of about it. Let's just pop the hanger back over. Right. Okay, so let's see what we've got. So I've just popped the hanger just loosely there. It is scraping up the new paint, but it's fine. This is stainless, so that should be alright. And then that I've taken up to pretty much where it was before. Okay, so about 100mm of overlap. Now the issue here is this. Okay, so this is pointing way too high. So I need to rotate that. Oh, hang on a minute. It's coming out of the hanger now. Hold on. I need to put the bolt loosely into that, just loosely so it doesn't come apart as I try and move. There we go. Right. Okay. Okay, refocus. Okay, so that's just there. This is too high, so I need to kind of rotate that. Now it's the silicone sealant is sort of lubricating it. Okay, so it's not going to stay. I need to get this clamp here put back on and tightened up, and then I can basically tighten it with this a bit lower. Okay, but at the moment this part is heavier, so it's just kind of dropping. Right, I'll just get that clamp on and tightened up, and then I'll refilm. Okay, right. That is now in. It's got a little bit scraped up there where I was trying to get the hanger reattached, but that is in. We've got clearance with the tank guard, and that also has clearance just about here with the valance. Okay, so that's looking good. At the end of the day, it's an exhaust. It's going to get chipped by stones and mud and all sorts of things kind of bouncing off it, but I just wanted to get it protected. Really, it's not about making it look nice. It's underneath the car hidden from view, but I just didn't want it rusting out as soon as the salty water off the winter roads gets on it, and it'll end up rotting out quicker than the old stainless exhaust. So it's got a fighting chance now of lasting a few years. What I need to do now is attach my nice chromy tailpipe. Okay, so let's have a little look here and just see how that can go on. Right, I think if I just get the Michelor off first. Alright, put that over loosely, and I probably need to overlap this a good sort of 3 centimetres or so. Come on, get on there. Now that it's got a coat of paint on it, it's a really tight fit, but that's good. Oh, I need to put some sealant on. Oh, quick, pull that off again. Right, let's get a bit of sealant round there. Dairy, right. Oh, I don't know how important sealant is on the sort of tailpipe trim, but let's get a bit of that round inside. Just a very light smear of it. It just kind of keeps the MOT tester happy. Right, okay. Right. Get that off. Look. Right, let's have another go at putting that on. Okay. Come on, get on there. Oh, Jesus. That is tight. What is going on? It went on a minute ago. What? Come on. Right, something's stopping it going on, and it can't be the sealant. It wasn't that thick. Oh. Okay, so we can see the gap here. That's got to go on there. I think it just needs... Ah, there we go. Just needed rotating on. Right, so that is all the way to there, and this is nice here. So I've got about a good centimetre, half an inch or so around there, which is all it needs really, because the exhaust gas is going to go here. It shouldn't really be kind of going up onto this plastic, as long as nothing's actually touching that. Any heat will sort of, the wind will be blowing through here, you see. It's only when I'm kind of maybe sat in traffic and the heat is rising into this, but that's fine. That's fine, that's a sensible amount of clearance there. Right, let's get this looking good. What's that? Oh, that's just paint. Okay. Right, I think that looks really nice. Let's get this on now. with the bolt at the top so that it's not very visible. Right, okay, let's get a socket on that. Come on, what's going on? That should be tightening. I need to crank this right up because it's only a cosmetic piece, but I don't want it loosening as it gets hot. It might expand, you see. That'll do. Right, there we go. That really is the end of Backbox Delete. Okay, that's looking amazing. Right, what I'm going to do now is just, I was going to say I'm going to start it up. I'm a bit worried that sealant is still wet. Okay, so yeah, I think, well, I've got to start it to get it down off the ramps. I will, yeah, I'll have to start it. I need to get packed up and go in. So yeah, it's fine. I don't think it'll blow that sealant out. It probably needs a bit of heat to sort of kind of cure it or whatever. Right, let's give it a quick start. Just see how it sounds. Okay, there it is. Shaking about a little bit, but that's fine. Exhausts are meant to do that. That's why they have rubber hangers under them, or above them. Right, it all sounds good. I can't hear any sort of gas leaking out. You can always hear when an exhaust is blowing. That's fine. So I'm going to take it down off the ramps, and then what I'm going to do before I upload this video, I did get a few requests for more footage from sort of either rear facing dash cam or ideally footage of the exhaust sounding good. So I need to find a way to somehow attach like my GoPro or something to the back of the car or under the car, and then do some hard acceleration so you can see what it sounds like under sort of, you know, full throttle really. At the moment it's just idling and it's nice and quiet, which is the brilliant thing about this Backbox Delete, is at idle it's not actually any louder, and when you put your foot down, boom, you know, that's it sounds great. Right, that's it for now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of bring this bit of the video to a close, and then at the very end of this video I will add footage of the exhaust sort of whilst driving. Okay, so you can see what it sounds like. Okay, right, don't go anywhere. There's test drive footage about to be shown, but for now, on a colder, sunnier end of November evening, or afternoon actually, I think it is, it's only about 4ish. That's it. I'm going to get this down off the ramps, tidy up. I hope that video was useful. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you, bye.